The stillness of learning picture. A cavernous room beneath the earth where the hum of knowledge fills the air for hours on end. In the early stages of medical training, at places like a renowned West Coast institution, students perch in rows, absorbing a deluge of lessons for 8 hours daily. Brief interludes, mere 10-minute gasps of freedom, punctuate the day. During these fleeting escapes, a nearby eatery beckons with its bounty: greasy burgers, salty fries, creamy shakes, and crunchy snacks. Even before a deeper understanding of bodily vitality emerges, a dissonance hums beneath the surface. Here are future healers, steeped in tales of clogged arteries, sugar-spiked blood, and strained hearts, yet rooted to chairs all day. A news piece once likened prolonged sitting to a slow poison, seeping into the body's core, unraveling its rhythms. In response, a simple rebellion takes shape. An overturned crate becomes a perch at the room's edge, a makeshift stand to defy the pull of inertia. Eyes turn, whispers ripple. A quick poll circulates among peers. Does this endless sitting weigh on you? Every voice agrees, it does. Nearly 9 in 10 say a chance to stand would lift their spirits and sharpen their days. Fueled by this, a dive into research unearths a grim trove. Study after study paints sitting as a quiet thief of health, armed with facts and the chorus. Of classmates, a case is laid before the institution's gatekeepers. Standing stations, it's argued, could herald a fresh ethos, vibrant, forward-thinking, a beacon of care for those learning to mend others. The plea falls flat. Proof, they insist, must be ironclad. So begins a 2-year odyssey, an endeavor blessed by funding and oversight to test this hunch. Trials unfold, students stand, reflect, and report. Their words weave a clear thread. Alertness blooms, focus sharpens, engagement deepens. Yet, when the evidence is laid bare before the same gatekeepers, it's brushed aside. A gleaming new edifice, a $90 million gift from a titan of wealth, stands firm. Its sleek lines and strict codes permit no such change. Across the nation's medical schools, this scene replays. Young minds, destined to heal, sit hour upon hour. Science now shouts what intuition whispers. Stillness courts the very plagues they study. Nearly 3/4 of physicians tip the scales too far, their own lives snuffed out by preventable foes. Heart failure, tumors, and strokes top the list. The lure of ease, this love of stillness mirrors a broader craving for a cocoon of comfort. Chairs cradle us, climates stay steady, and modernity hums its lullaby. It's a triumph in a way, this mastery over hardship. Yet beneath the surface, this ease dulls the body's spark. Cells once primed for challenge now doze in a haze of complacency. Push them too little, and they wither. Push too hard, too long, and they crack. But nudge them just beyond the cozy threshold, with motion, with heat or chill, and something electric stirs. They awaken, adapt, and forge resilience, thriving in the dance of stress and rest. Nature offers clues. Consider the rugged vines of a windswept coast, bursting with vitality from their rocky cradle, far richer than their pampered kin in soft soil. Wild foxes roam lean and spry, while their housebound cousins grow plump. Half of aging pet hounds face wasting diseases, rare among their untamed packmates. 1/4 of caged creatures battle shadowed minds, a burden unseen in the wilderness. 4 in 10 humans face cellular rebellion, Yet our near kin, swinging through jungles, sidestep it despite shared lineage. A rawer, untamed existence seems to whisper strength to our bones. Yet, as life has smoothed away these primal pulses, constant steps, shifting seasons, vast markets have risen to pedal them back. Studios pulse with sweat, icy pools promise vigor, heat chambers beckon, all for a price. The irony stings. We pay to flee discomfort, then pay again to reclaim what was lost. True vitality isn't about piling on more gadgets or rituals. It's about reframing ease as a foe and weaving gentle challenges into the day's fabric. It's about eyeing the world's cushioned norms, endless desks, car-bound commutes, thermostat wars, with a skeptic's squint. Worse still, this cushioned age has draped us in a shroud of unseen poisons, tens of thousands of man-made brews, some, 80,000 strong, swirl through air, water, and soil, seeping into homes and bodies. Many twist the body's rhythms, bloating cells and dimming their light. These invaders, dubbed weight weavers, tangle with our essence, baffling us as wellness fades amid their silent siege. This exploration peels back the curtain on how an indoor drift has dimmed our fire and lights a path to rekindle it. The pulse of motion humans, lone upright walkers among their primate kin, now slump for nearly 8 of every 10 hours. A prophetic film once painted a future of bloated souls drifting in automated shells, gorging on processed fare, screens their only horizon. That vision edges closer each day. In this land, millions chase fitness, 64 million strong, pouring fortunes into gleaming halls of iron and treadmills, nearly $2,000 a soul each year. Yet sickness swells. Gyms have doubled in 2 decades, but girth has crept up a 10th more. This nation boasts the world's densest fitness sprawl, yet ranks among the heaviest. 3/4 shirk the barest call to move, a quarter frozen entirely. Why this chasm between yearning and failing? The fault lies in boxing motion into a chore, a fleeting burst carved from life's flow. Our systems crave a steady hum of action, not a ticked box. Once, survival demanded it, stalking prey, foraging roots, trekking vast plains. As late as the early 1800s, nearly 8 in 10 toiled in fields, sinews singing. No studios or sweat-soaked classes dotted the land then, yet excess flesh was a ghost. Now, barely 1 in 100 tills the earth. Cities sprawl for wheels, not feet. Parking claims 1/3 of urban ground. In step-starved zones, Sugar's shadow looms 32% darker, its full grip 30 to 50% fiercer. Where paths invite strolling, heft melts from over half to under half. The average stride here tallies a meager 3,000 to 4,000 steps, less than 2 miles, while roving gatherers clock 20,000, sitting just a 10th of their day, their hearts the world's soundest. Long-lived clans, chronicled in tales of blue-hued havens, don't chase workouts. Their days simply pulse with motion. The task isn't cramming in classes, it's threading action into life's weave, a bold, simple shift, bursts of vigor. Lift us, no doubt, but the truest tune plays in constant, gentle ripples, stoking pathways that keep the body's light aglow. Lingering stillness breeds a trio of woes, embers of unrest, storms of decay, and faltering furnaces. A daily sprint won't undo hours of sloth. Studies warn that sitting's curse persists, workout or not. One sage notes even a week's steady stride is undone by 5 hours daily of repose. Rewriting this tale means motion must seep into every seam. Our frames are built for it, bones, fibers, and hinges in sync, a marvel of grace and grit. To let them rust is to squander a gift. Motion as elixir frequent stirring works wonders, because a body in quiet flux dances to a different beat than one jolted only in fierce, fleeting bouts. Each flex, however soft, ushers in a tide of life. Calcium floods cells, energy dips spark a cascade, unlocking gates to sip sugar and fat, fueling the furnace anew. A sentinel protein, the vitality gauge, stirs at this call, igniting a chain that burns fuel, summons fresh forges, and sweeps away weary ones. This purge, casting off spent embers, keeps the fires clean. Without it, dregs pile up, spitting, sparks of ruin. Motion's brief flares birth such sparks too, but rally a shield of guardians to quench them, calming the body's unrest over time. Flexing fibers even whisper soothing songs, messengers that tame the storm within. They gulp. Sugar sounds the usual key, a boon for those whose locks resist it. In sugar-bound souls, a single dance can match the hail, clearing the tide as if no barrier stood. Sensitivity blooms, lingering hours after. This alchemy slashes sugar's peaks. Data show a third less surge with a post-feast stroll. Motion is a masterstroke, siphoning excess before it clogs the works, forging sturdier hearths and banking the body's glow. Stir often, constant ripples clear the stream all day. A quick rise from a perch, a handful of knee bends, each nudge calls sugar's keepers to the fore. Contrast this with a day glued to a seat, capped by a dusk dash. The tide pools, the key strains to turn. No need for heroics. Small, steady, waves suffice. Trials prove it. Scattering short jaunts, 3 minutes every half hour, tames the feast's swell better than a longer trek. Even a stroll, broken into snippets, outshines a lone march. Think of it like sipping water through the day, not gulping it all at once. The body thrives on the rhythm. Those wrist-bound nudges to rise, they're rooted in truth, a whisper of wisdom amid the noise. Kindle the flame. Call it every day. Spark, the hum of motion beyond grand exertions, sweeping floors, tending gardens, chasing young ones, pacing a room. Once, this was life's pulse, no label needed. Now, it's a lifeline. Studies hint it curbs the scales. A rolling desk, humming at a snail's pace for half a morn, could shed mountains of heft in a year. Early glimpses show pounds melting in days. This spark isn't just motion, it's heat, the glow of life's engine. Each flex fans the flame, splitting fuel to warm the frame. Those rich in sinew radiate more, yet as a kind our fires dim, temps dipping near 2% since olden days, a sign of fading vigor. Stir more, and the blaze returns. Hype over truth, a fog of fitness lore, $800 billion thick, clouds the air, sowing doubt as girth grows. Countless studies pile up, yet stillness reigns. Voices spar over strides and beats, but less than a third heed the simplest call. All motion. Heels, slow rambles or fierce dashes, each slashes sugar's grip alike. A daily 10,000 steps weave a tapestry of boons. Half the shadow of mind fade, near 3/4 less early end, a third less bulk, rivaling no pill or blade. Yet, healers rarely wield this cure. Fewer than 1 in 6 scribe it, most untrained. In its craft, even stark proof, like motion's shield against a viral scourge, fades from the fray, ignored by the system's din. Imagine if a sliver of the health horde, $4 trillion strong, fueled walkable streets, roving desks, ceaseless schoolyard sprints, or coins for the idle to stir. The spark could blaze. Keep it light. 3 threads guide the feast. Shun sweet poisons, dodge forged oils, skip milled dust. For motion, 3 more. Stride 7,000 steps, weaving them wide. Lift the pulse past half its peak for 150 minutes weekly. Hoist burdens thrice across the frame. These roots sprout joy, curiosity blooms, deeper paths unfurl. A steady beat at 60%, age carved from 220, stokes the hearth without strain, swelling its ranks, sipping sugar, easing the heart's load. Test it by voice. A sentence should falter at the edge, spike it higher in bursts, or heft the frame. Each builds a shield, a bulwark of vigor. Motions Mark II join the rare hail, less than 7%. Motion lifts the 5 flags. Sugar dips below 100 with weeks of strides. Good fat rises with steady treks. Oily tides ebb with a single dash. Pressure bows to pacing's grace. Girths shrink as steps mount. Each step turns the tide. The heat of life, endless strain wears thin but measured jolts of frost or fire, forge. Strength. Mitochondria, the body's kilns, doze in steady climbs. Once, seasons swung wild, blazing days to frigid nights. Now, cocooned in sameness, our glow fades, a degree lost in 2 centuries' calm. Stir them with extremes, and they roar, vessels pulse, heat rises, guardians rally. Frost and flame shivers split fuel to warm the blood. A subtler fire, brown fat, burns to shield us. Unlike its pale kin, this ember-rich store flares with hearths leaking heat over power. Cold stokes it, doubling its dance in a cool night's rest, easing sugar's sway. Even brief chills lift the tide, vests or dips hiking vigor. Heat, too, weaves magic. Saunas summon guardians, ease the flow, and calm the storm, slashing shadows of heart and mind. Both lift spirits, ice spiking joy's heralds, fire soothing strain. No lavish tubs needed, a shower's chill, a river's plunge, a steamy class suffice. 11 minutes cold, an hour hot, the wise suggest. The toxic veil, a synthetic swarm, 80,000 deep since war's end, cloaks the world, 1,500 fresh each year. Untested, they seep into breath, sip, and bite, assailing the body's song. These bloat brewers twist the dance, stoking decay, unrest, and dimming fires, swelling 15% of our burden, some say. From sprays to wrappers, they lurk, quadrupling the feast's curse. Oversight falters, self-stamped safe tags shield profit, not flesh, as evidence mounts of their ruin. 9 shadows loom, plastic skewing signals, scents clogging breath, keepers twisting tides, soaps warping gates, fumes fraying growth, relics poisoning nerves, coatings stoking storms, sprays choking air, metals dimming light. Cut their reign, filter. The flow, shun the false, guard the frame, and the song strengthens. Reclaiming the beat, motion's call. Pulse, 150 minutes at half strength. Stride 10,000 wide, lift thrice across the bones. Heat's whisper. Bask an hour in warmth, dip 12 minutes in chill. Toxin's bane. Sift air and water, seek the earth's yield, shed the false husk, swap the scented shroud, bolster the body's sweep. These threads reweave what ease unwound, a pulse to thrive.